My guest today, Mayor Kyle Moore. When can we stop talking about garbage?
Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. It's the never-ending story here in the city of Quincy.
The plan right now is to basically get the private haulers in compliance, right?
That's correct. As many people know, right now, our municipal code prohibits any private haulers from picking up residential garbage. We all know that there are private haulers that are doing that, so we're trying to get them in compliance to make sure that we're not essentially closing down those operations, and hopefully we'll have a vote on January 4th. I have let the aldermen know that, if there's no vote on January 4th, if we continue to kick the can down the road, that we will send a letter out saying that we're going to enforce our ordinance within 6 months, because I think we need some direction on this. We either need to decide, are we going to allow this and are we not? And as an elected official, I have to swear to, uphold the laws of the land, and if people aren't happy with it, we need to change it, and that's what this conversation is about.
Now, one of the things is it's $1,000 per truck, right?
Per vehicle, correct.
So if a smaller operator has 2 trucks, he's got to get both of them tagged, right?
That's correct.
But one proposal, one compromise is one private hauler, one to have a trailer onto a truck, and that would just be the 1,000, right?
That's correct. That's correct.
Okay. All right. Well, and again, I think this issue, originally, the plan was, your plan was for the city to get out of the trash business, but the will wasn't there, public sentiment, I guess, wasn't there, so the city is still in the trash business. We've had to buy new equipment, but still, you've got a lot of people who have had private haulers for decades.
Yeah, and that's essentially, if we would have had privatization, it would have been one vote, everything would have been done, and you wouldn't have the conversation of buying trucks, how many, and all this, year-long conversation we've had. And so since we decided to stay in it, now we have to implement it, and we have to implement it within our laws. And, I think hopefully once we get the trucks here and the actual garbage trucks here in April, implement the whole program in May, you won't have as many conversations about it.
One of the things, of course, that we talk about frequently are revenues, city revenues. A couple of things on the radar right now. Number one, I guess, is the tax levy will be voted on next week.
That's correct. We're predicting a flat rate. We set the amount that we're going to levy, and then the rate may change based on the assessed value, but the rate should remain the same. We're going to pay a little bit above what the state actuarials are telling us that we should pay for pensions, and so the hope is that it'll help catch us up a little bit. We try to do as much as we can afford to do.
And sales tax revenues looking pretty good?
Sales tax revenues are looking good compared to budget. Most of our other revenue sources compared to budget are good. There are some that we knew were going to slightly decrease, but we budgeted for it, and right now we're looking to hit the mark. So it's been a good year right now fiscally for the city of Quincy.
Well, one thing that impacts budgets are things like when you have to pay overtime to firefighters for fighting fires, and we had that case last week. Is that when you're looking to, as we're already you're going to start getting the budget wheels in motion, and I know one of the things that constantly is looked at is the fire department, the possibility of moving a house or consolidating firehouses, if you will. When you're looking at that right now, kind of give us an update on your conversations with Chief Henning and kind of where we are on the staffing and manning at the fire.
Well, right now they are down 2 positions compared to budget, but that's because we have 2 people out on workers' compensation. And so the conversation that we're having right now is we have told department heads where our budget's going to be next year. They've got to make it work, and so we're starting our budget conversations. And so I think it's just kind of see how it all plays out. But we always look at different scenarios, and that's our job. We're an $80 million corporation, so we do have plan A, B, and C that we might implement. But right now, it's we want to keep as many firemen as we can. We want to keep as many employees as we can. But let's see where we're at compared to budget. And of course, I'll remind people that we are under union negotiations, and so the benefits that our workers get directly affects how many employees that we can hire.
Sure.
So if we want more firemen on the streets, then something needs to change with the benefit package.
Also, looking at the revenues and the monies you have are sales tax revenues, and we are fast approaching. Everybody's probably in the middle of their Christmas shopping or close to getting it done. Now, when sales tax revenue receipts come in, there's a bit of a lag.
Mm-hmm.
So, but as we go into the holiday season, people are spending, but we won't see the results of that for about 3 months. Where are we so far this year?
So far, we're tracking. Like I said, compared to budget, we're good. We're slightly up. percentage-wise, so we're doing good. I think having Quincy be a retail hub has really helped us out, where a lot of communities are seeing a slight decrease in their sales tax. We've seen a slight increase, and it's been good for us. And that's really what we run our city on. We don't run our city on property taxes. We run it on the sales tax and income tax that we generate. So.
All right, that's Quincy Mayor Kyle Moore. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you. Have a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
You too.
Yes, thank you.